Hey, good morning, friends. It's Rhonda. I want to say happy Monday to start with. I don't know what you guys did for the weekend, but I'm here in Seattle and it was beautiful here in Seattle over the weekend. So that was pretty fun. We were hanging out on the boat and enjoyed the sunset every single day. Had a little bit of smoke from some Oregon forest fires, but other than that, it was a great weekend. So I hope you had a good weekend. It's Monday, back in the office, back doing what we love to do, which is serving people. And I wanted to talk to you today about setting expectations with your patients. Here's one of the things that I've found. When a new patient comes in, they've never worked with you, you've never worked with them, and sometimes that conversation can get a little, they're nervous, and you're trying to tell them where you're going to go, what you're going to do, and how you're going to help them. But they may have some unanswered questions in their minds. One of them is, how much is all this going to cost me? And if that hasn't been communicated clearly up front, that can prevent them from really listening to what you're saying at the moment. You know what I mean? Like, they will be acting like they're listening, but they're not really listening because there's all these other unanswered questions. And some of them, they either may not realize they have, or they're just too embarrassed to talk about them. So what I would recommend, what I want you to do, is think about what are the questions that your particular patients may want to know. Now, this is going to depend entirely on the people that you serve. So if you serve high-level athletes, their questions are going to be different than if you serve moms, soccer moms who wear yoga pants and push strollers and are in that young childbearing. Those questions are going to be completely different. So I want you to think about, what are the things that your patients would be asking you about? In other words, like, what are they worried about? What might be rolling around in the back of their head? When you can identify those questions, like if it's for the athlete, how long before I can compete at X level? Or am I going to be down? Or is this going to interfere with my weight training? Or whatever their question might be. So try and think of what those are, and then answer those questions up front as part of, or as a prelude to, setting the patient expectations for the time that they're working with you and under your care. Now, once you get those questions out of the way, and I find that money questions are always there, how it's going to impact their lives. In other words, am I going to be stuck to the toilet? Am I going to need to be close to a bathroom? Like, especially if you're doing gut work or maybe a liver cleanse or something. Those are questions that they ask often. How is this going to impact my life? So during your report of findings, or when you sit down and you're giving your care plan, your recommendations to them, think about answering those unanswered questions first. Then, once you get all that out of the way, then you can begin to set reasonable expectations. So what do I mean by expectations? I'm talking about setting expectations so that the patient has the ability to be very clear about the rules of the game when they work with you. Now, we often think about this like, and listen, if you're doing two things at one time, come back to me here right now, because this is so important. I want you to feel like you, as the clinician, are in the driver's seat. And that means you can fire a patient. You can say, I don't think this is a great relationship. You are the one that's in control, not the patient. You get to call the shots. If you don't think the patient is a good fit, then now is the time to tell them. Don't let them, we sometimes come at it like, oh, well, I can help you, and would you like to work with me? They're then the ones that get to say yes or no. They're the ones that say, yes, I will. And we go, oh, phew, good, I got another new patient. But instead, if we flip the conversation and we go, wait a minute, maybe you're not a good fit for me. Now all of a sudden the patient is the one that's saying, can I work with you? I really want to work with you. Is that okay? Would you say yes? Do you see the difference? We often come at it when we have these expectation conversations, like we want to be really nice and friendly and make it easy for them. Wait a minute, time out. This is my business. This is my practice. This is my specialty and my knowledge, and I know who I really want to work with and who I don't. And if I'm setting expectations up front, the expectations have to be, this is how it goes around here, and you would obviously say it really nice, but this is how it goes around here, this is what I expect, and if those things don't happen, then we'll just need to part ways and I can help you find another practitioner that might be able to serve you a little bit better. Do you see the difference? Do you hear the difference? One of them puts me in the driver's seat because I'm having that conversation about expectations, whereas without that conversation, the patient then becomes the one that can say yes or no. And we don't want that. You and I need to be the ones that say, this isn't a great relationship for me. I just had this happen this past week where a patient came in and started to call the shots. And I just looked at her. I was on the phone with her. And I said, listen, I appreciate that that's what you need, but that's not how it works with me. And so it might be that this is just not a great relationship and this is not going to be good. And let me help you find someone else. Man, she backtracked so fast because I was basically firing her right on the spot, not what she expected. She thought she was just going to come right in and bullnose her way all the way through and tell me how my business was going to run and how it was going to work with her. Well, I need this and I'm going to need tests and I'm going to need this and I'm going to, whoa, baby, back up. That's not going to happen. I want to be in the driver's seat. I want you to be in the driver's seat. You and I get to say yay or nay. We get to say yes or no. And if the patient can't abide or go along with your guidelines and your expectations, then it's time to say, see ya, and help them find someone else who can serve them well. So I hope that's helpful for you. When you set those expectations, just remember, you are in the driver's seat. Don't be afraid of losing the patient, because those patients that are mean and nasty to start with, or they come in with a long list of the way that it's going to go this way and that's it. When they come in and they start talking like that, we know how that story ends. It's always a train wreck. The patient always leaves feeling like they didn't take care of me and they never solved my problems because they wouldn't follow your rules. They were setting their own rules and making it your responsibility to fulfill on them. Time out. That's not who pays the bills. I pay the bills. I'm the boss. You're the boss. Be the boss. So at that report of findings, when you're setting those expectations, number one, there's only two things to remember. Number one, answer their unanswered questions. Answer the questions and the objections that you think they may be having. Questions about how much is this going to cost? How often am I going to have to come in? How long is it going to take? Will this impact me and keep me from doing my normal life stuff? Etc., etc. Answer those questions up front. Then set your expectations. This is how it is when you work with me and my office. This is how this goes. I will see you X amount of times. This is how long I'm expecting. This is a protocol we're going to do. Here are the rules. If you cancel, you got to do it within 24 hours. Like, go over all that with them. It's the unknowns that make the patients feel unsafe, and then they don't comply. So set those expectations up front. You will be much happier as a business owner because you're in control. And if it's not a good relationship, you just wave bye-bye and help them to move along, because you've got other people that you want to serve that are more than happy to pay you for what you know and to allow you the honor and the privilege of being able to take care of them. So I hope this is helpful for you. I think it will be. It was a game changer when I finally figured this out, and I wasn't so scared of losing the patient. Now I'm not scared at all. Bye-bye. See you later. There's a whole bunch more of them waiting to get in. I'll take the next one who will be a great patient. Makes my whole job so much better. And you will be happier at the end of the day when you're only working with people who want to do it your way and are willing to play the game by your rules. So that's all I got for you this morning. You can always catch me inside the Facebook group, Grow Your Wellness Business with Rhonda Nelson, and on I'm on Instagram or my YouTube channel. So take care, my friends. I will see you later on this week. Bye-bye.